Welcome back to Across Louisiana. You know, one of the great things about living here in the capital city is the thriving arts community we have, and a big part of that is the Manship Theatre. There's always lots of interesting stuff going on there, and here to tell us about it is Jason Langlois. Welcome to the show, Jason.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Obviously, it's a great venue, lots of great stuff going on there, so tell us what's new with the Manship.
Yeah, and there is a lot of stuff going on there. What I handle is the film programming, and we have some really exciting stuff coming up in April. We're starting out with the Happy Birthday John Waters retrospective. For those of you that are familiar with him as a filmmaker, different kind of filmmaker. He makes very interesting movies. We're going to try to cover the whole range of his films throughout the month, starting out with Pink Flamingos, which is one of his, kind of got his name, and closing out with Hairspray, which is a really fun, been remade into a musical. So for those of you that are fans of his or saw him on stage in person at the theater a couple of years ago,
right?
Hopefully they'll come out there. We're just basically, his birthday's on April 22nd, so we wanted to wish him a happy birthday.
Obviously a big name in the film community, and maybe if people aren't familiar with him in particular, they're definitely familiar with his work, right?
Right. There's Cry Baby with Johnny Depp. That's another great one. And all of his films take place in Baltimore. He's a son of Baltimore. And we're really excited about that retrospective.
Got another thing coming up that I love the sound of already. It's Spoof Night. Tell me about that.
Yes, we've been doing this. I guess we've been doing it for over a year now, but basically, because we are a performance venue, so we have the luxury of not only showing film, but we can do Q&As and make it much more interactive. And this is one of the more interactive shows. It's a local comedy troupe from here in Baton Rouge called the Family Dinner Comedy Troupe. It's a group of stand-up comedians and then also guys that are experts in improv. And basically they pick out movies that are notably bad and make fun of them live with the audience. Similar to, if people are familiar with Mystery Science Theater 3000, it was a show that was on. And there's been other variations of this, but what they do is they incorporate improv also. Instead of just making fun of the movie while it's on the screen, they also play games with the audience, invite audience members on stage, and have a lot of fun.
I know one of the great things about the explosion of all things film here in the greater Baton Rouge area is film festivals starting to show up, and you have one of those coming up. Tell me about that.
Yes, this one, it's in its second year. It's the European Film Festival. It's another thing that we do, part of our film programming in general, is foreign films and award-winning foreign films. With this one, we partner with the LSU Film and Media Arts Department. They actually have students that help us do the programming.
Oh, great.
And they also provide professors that are knowledgeable about that country's style of filmmaking, whether it's an Italian film. We'll have the professor come and talk about surreal filmmaking. So it adds so much more than pressing play to the film. And we also partner with the French consulate in New Orleans that help us get musicians to play after the films or during the breaks, as well as put us in touch with the best wine that we can serve along with the film. So it's a lot of fun, and it's in its second year, so we're looking forward to it.
So it's really more than just about the film. I mean, that's an immersive cultural experience,
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Last year we had an accordion player serenade the audience during one of the intermissions. And then at the end, we closed the festival last year with a French singer along with a pianist and a free champagne toast on stage. So you basically got serenaded by classic French songs after the movie.
I know you mentioned earlier about some Q&A. We got about 30 seconds left. Tell me a little bit about Big Charity and the chance to do that with the director, right?
Oh, it was great. And we're going to have to bring it back because it was such a hit. The audience was so involved and engaged. But Big Charity won the Best Documentary Award at the New Orleans Film Festival, and the director, Alex Glustrom, came up and did 2 Q&As actually for 2 screenings here in Baton Rouge, and it was a huge hit. And I can't say that enough. That pretty much sums up what we like to bring into Baton Rouge for film.
Always lots of great events. Really quickly tell the folks where they can go to find out more.
Our website at manshiptheatre.org. Also, Facebook's a great way to keep in touch with the film, as well as request films that you'd like to see us show. And Instagram is always fun. You get behind the scenes shots, and Twitter's another way to engage us.
Thanks so much for coming on and telling us all about it. Well, they're the first name in insurance here in the greater Baton Rouge area. It's Farm Bureau Insurance Companies. Take a look, everyone.
Well, Farm Bureau started to service the farmers. Many years ago, the insurance industry had a reluctance to service the farmers throughout the country, and Farm Bureau started forming their own companies into various states. You do not have to be a farmer to have insurance with us.
Our slogan is real service, real people. We teach our adjusters and require our adjusters to do three things when they're handling a claim: be prompt, be courteous, and be fair.
I've sold insurance. I probably know about insurance more than a normal person would, but I depend on my agent, and I want to be local, and if I got a claim, I want that claims person local.
It is important that the agent understand the needs of the customers, and certainly the changes in the household, whether it be a new birth of a baby or a teenage driver. But those things are important, and as a result of being in that community, they really understand.
Well, we constantly challenge our agents to get with the clients at least once a year if they can. You need to make sure that your coverages are coordinated. There's a lot of discounts that go back and forth between homeowners and car insurance and that type of thing.
All of our adjusters are still out in the field. They're living and working in the areas where they handle claims. Many of them were born, raised, and educated in the area where they're located, and we think that makes a big difference in giving them the ability to empathize with people when they've had a loss.
The last several years have been challenging not only for Louisiana, but quite frankly for a lot of other states also. But we certainly have had our share of natural disasters, but I think our industry has done very well in working through those issues. But it does change the perspective of a company, and being the largest is not necessarily the most important, but it's being in a position to honor that commitment that you've made to your policyholders that is. And so we're doing what we can to make sure that we manage our company and are in a position to take care of our customers should another event take place.
Well, if bad things didn't happen, you wouldn't need insurance. So they're trained to handle situations when they arise. You have to be up to date and up to speed on all these products and just continue to know where the trends are in the industry and what's going on.
We use technology, I think, in a good blend. We have the ability for an insured to pick up the phone and make a phone call to a toll-free number, report their claim, and have it assigned immediately electronically to an adjuster.
You still need, when there's a problem, you need that real person to talk to, and it gives you a lot of comfort, and that's what we're here for.
All of the policies that we write basically tell you the same thing in the event of a loss. Take steps to make sure you don't have further damage, preserve the property if possible, keep any records that may be pertinent to the loss, and report it to us as quickly as you can, because the sooner you report it, the quicker we can get out there and put our eyes on it and get our hands around it and try to help you resolve the matter.
We are here in Baton Rouge and have been in Louisiana for over 60 years. We're not looking to leave the state. We know that we have to operate our company in an efficient way that we can survive long term. We are here for the long haul, and that is our commitment. We are doing what we can to manage our company. And, sometimes that's popular, sometimes it's not, as you know, but it is the right thing for us to do long term. When
Katrina and Rita hit, we had a tremendous outpouring of support from Farm Bureaus all over the country. We have an agreement amongst all the Farm Bureau states that we will go to the aid of a sister state, whether it's in southern or anywhere else, who's had catastrophic losses and needs claims adjusting help. We'll send our people. We have 3 folks in Mississippi right now and 3 in Arkansas, helping them in the aftermath of those. Our goal is to have people there the next day if possible, and I think after most of these storms we were able to actually pay some claims as soon as a day to 2 days after the storm made landfall.
When we come back on Across Louisiana, find out how you can be dancing in the streets with the Baton Rouge Ballet Theater. Don't miss it.